being self-funded at the beginning made us realize every day that we didn't make a sale or that something wasn't happening was a day that we couldn't pay ourselves. So it just instilled a level of scrappiness that we may not have had if we had raised a couple $100,000 or, like 6 months of salary and burned through it by paying ourselves. And
Yeah.
that's the type of approach that I think we've read a lot about and wanted to see if we could make work. Because, neither of us had kids. We were just about to get married. We were living in Texas. Living's pretty cheap out there. We weren't too worried about making ends meet on that end. We were both getting married and had savings. So we figured that's a pretty good time to take that approach.
Right. How did you deal with that emotionally? That kind of anxiety of I've been used to getting a paycheck. Now I've got to, kill what I eat. How was that anxiety or that feeling internally?
It was tough because there were a lot of months that went by without any cash coming in, but we expected that, and I tried to make it pretty clear. There's probably going to be like probably 6 months to a year where I would expect no cash coming in, and that's pretty typical. So, if this isn't for you, or certainly if it wasn't for me, I wouldn't be doing this. But you got to set expectations pretty clearly for what you're biting off, especially when you're quitting what is pretty well regarded as a good paying job. But
Right.
we were all on the same page about that, so it wasn't easy to manage, but it was easy to set expectations.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll dive just a little bit deeper into that. When you say it was, it was about setting the right expectations, could you expound on, um, like, especially with a partner, what were those conversations like? Where, yes, you guys are both in a same, similar stage in life, not a lot of kind of external demands on, having a certain, income. Hopefully your partner or your spouse is supportive of you living like you're in college again, right?
Yeah.
But um what was the conversation between the two of you guys to figure out when that first dollar comes in, how are we going to split it, right?
Yeah. So, when you set up an LLC, you come up with an LLC agreement, which is like what you plan to do with the cash. And the expectation that we agreed to that I thought was really important was just assuming for the first year to two, we would just reinvest all the cash in the business. Because our fiancés at the time, we both knew were stable. They had good jobs. They were supportive of the idea of us taking on these startups. They weren't like, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this. They understood that there was a passion. They wanted to give us the opportunity to see it through. So the concern was just actually building something sustainable and having the vision to try to build it out, regardless of what the outcome would be.